Let me ask you a direct question. Do you actually have an agricultural dream? Maybe you want your own business, your own land, your own independence, but you haven't started yet. But why? You'll probably say something like, oh, the bureaucracy is too complicated, or I don't know where to start, or even, what if it doesn't work out? But the truth is, the real obstacle isn't out there, it's inside you, and it's called fear. Hi, I'm Alessandro De Luca, co-founder of Rendita Agricola, and together with my wife Valentina, we have guided over 3,000 students in building their agricultural independence. And do you know how many times we have heard, yeah, but the red tape, yeah, but the costs, yeah, but what if I fail? Thousands and thousands. And every single time behind those excuses, it was the same thing, fear. Today I want to talk to you about exactly that, about what's really holding you back and how you can break through. So stick with me, because you are probably going to recognize yourself in what I'm about to say. Let's take a step back. Let's talk about the most common excuses people tell themselves to avoid starting. Then let me know in the comments which one hit home the most. So let's get into it. The first one, the bureaucracy is too complicated. You have told yourself this one, right? And you have to know that in Italy it's completely worse. I can assure you. In UK, in Ireland, in other countries it's really simpler than Italy, I can assure you. And I have a farm in Italy, so I know very, very well. And I, of course, also have spoken with a lot of accountable in UK, in USA and everything to understand how it works right there, and it's really simpler than in Italy. But if it's one of your fear, maybe you started looking for info online, you read a few pages on some government tax site, got lost in acronyms and regulations and thought, too complicated, forget it. Now I'm asking you, have you ever actually spoken to someone who's already done it? Have you ever asked an accountant how much time it really takes? Or did you just stop at your first impression? Because look, agricultural bureaucracy exists. No one's denying that, of course, but it's simpler than you think, much simpler than the bureaucracy in other sectors. I can assure you also this. The point is, you don't know how it works. And what you don't know scares you. Very simple, right? So, second fear could be, I don't have enough money. Or you think you don't have enough money. This is a powerful one. This stops you before you even begin. But let me ask you, how much do you actually need? Do you know the exact number? Have you done a real calculation, or did you just think, well, it's probably gonna cost a fortune? Because maybe in your head you need, I don't know, $50,000 or pounds or $100,000, I don't know. But if you made a concrete plan, you might discover that $5,000 is enough. Or even 500 to start small, because there are a lot of potential things you can do in the agricultural sector that maybe you don't know about. The problem isn't the money you have or don't have. The problem is you don't have a clear plan. You don't know exactly what you need for your situation specifically. So everything seems out of reach. Third one, I don't have experience. This is my favorite because it's the most absurd. Who has experience at the beginning? Tell me, who's born an expert? I wasn't when I started. Valentina wasn't when we started. None of our 3,000 students were. Do you know the difference between those who started and those who didn't? It wasn't experience. It was the brave to start without having it. You are waiting to know everything before you move. But it doesn't work like that. You learn by doing, not before doing. And I also want to say you this. It's not true that a farmer with 40 years of experience has the experience that you need. Because maybe he is very good, I don't know, on working with tractors. He's very good to adjust some problem when they are driving the tractors or maintaining them. But maybe it's not the experience you need. Another truth is that the experience grows if you try different things, keeping a variable system that you can monitor, and you are going to create experience like that. For example, in our case, we worked with thousands of different people in different locations and everything, and with, for example, for the exact same cultivation or crop for different people, we can understand, okay, in this situation, this kind of crop needs these kind of things. In this other situation, the crop needs these other things. Okay, this is the experience, because if you try something always in the same way, you don't build experience in a 360 degrees way. You only build experience on that. Okay, so don't fall in the trap of thinking that the experience is what you need, because it's like saying nothing. Now, I need experience. Okay, of what exactly? You are building experience by studying and working on it. So, fourth one, what if I fail? There it is, the king of excuses, the most common and the most destructive. And I get it, I really do, because I asked myself the same thing. It's normal, but now think, what are you actually afraid of? Losing money, wasting time, being judged by others, feeling inadequate. All these things could happen, it's true. But let me ask you another question. What happens if you don't even try? Where will you be in 5 years if you stay still? Which of those two scenarios actually scares you more? Stop for a second, think about which of these excuses you have used the most. Red tape, money, experience, failure. Whichever one it is, I'm going to tell you something you might not like to hear. It's just an excuse. It's not the real reason. We have to accept that. It's really important for ourselves and for our life and for our goals and everything. The real reason is only one. You are afraid. Afraid of not being good enough. Afraid of what people will think. Afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. Afraid of actually changing your life. And listen, it's normal. It's completely human. I was scared. Valentino was scared. Every single one of our students was scared. The point isn't not having fear. The point is what you do with that fear. What are you doing? Are you letting it decide for you? Are you giving it control over your life? Your brain is a protection mechanism. It tells you, hey, you're about to do something new, something risky. Better stay still so we stay safe. But your brain doesn't distinguish between a real danger and an imaginary one. To your brain, starting a farm is as dangerous as facing a lion. So what does it do? It freezes you. It paralyzes you. It makes you find 1,000 excuses not to move. That seems rational, but it's not true. And they are just excuses, and we have to accept that. It's really important, I repeat myself. It finds ways to rationalize your fear, ways to say it's not that I'm afraid, it's just that the situation is objectively difficult, no? But it's not true, you're afraid. And until you admit it, you'll stay stuck. Now that you have admitted you're afraid, because I know as you're listening to me, you realize it's true, let's understand where it comes from. Think for a moment. Who is around you? What are they telling you? You probably have relatives looking at you like you're crazy when you talk about your agricultural dream. What do you want to do? Farming? There's no money in that. I get it. You probably have friends saying, are you sure? It's risky. Maybe you should just keep your job. You probably read news telling you agriculture is in crisis, that young people are fleeing, that it's impossible to live off the land. All this piles up in your head and it creates a narrative. Agriculture is hard, risky, not worth it. I would like to do it, but it's hard, risky. No, trust me, I understand you more than you think, but stop for a second. How many of those people discouraging you have actually tried? How many own a farm? How many actually live off what they are criticizing? Probably zero. They are just repeating what they've heard. They are projecting their own fears or failures or regrets and frustrations onto you. And you are listening to them. You are letting them decide for you. Then there's another voice, even more powerful, the one inside your head that says something like, you are not capable, you won't make it, you're too old, you're too young, you haven't studied enough. Do you recognize these thoughts? They are yours, for sure, and they are lies. It's just your fear talking, trying to protect you by keeping you still. But it's actually just stopping you from living the life you want. So let's do something. The perspective shift, call it like that. An exercise that will change your perspective. I want you to close your eyes for a second. Imagine the absolute worst case scenario, right? The most catastrophic one, the one that terrifies you. Got it? Now, describe it precisely. What happens in this nightmare scenario? You start your farm, you invest money, time, energy, and you fail completely. What actually happened? Did you lose money? Okay, how much? Give me a precise number, not a lot. Maybe it's $5,000 or 10,000 pounds, whatever. Exactly how much? And is that money recoverable? In how much time? 1 year of a normal job? 2 years? Is it truly an unrecoverable amount or just an impression? Did you lose time? A year, 2, but did you really lose it, or did you learn a massive amount? Did you gain real world experience that most people will never have? Are people judging you? Who? Your aunt at Christmas dinner, for example, the colleague who never risked anything in his life. Do you really care what they think? And you, how are you after this failure? Are you dead? Are you ruined forever? Or did you simply try something that most people will never have the guts to try? Now, and this is the key point, compare this scenario with the one you are in right now. The one where you don't even try. The one where in 5 years you are exactly where you are today, with the same job you probably don't like and the same regret of not having tried. Tell me, which of the two scenarios is actually worse? Trying and failing, or never trying and living with the regret? For me, there's no doubt. The real failure is not even trying. Okay, so let's see the 5 steps to break through. How do you unblock yourself? How do you escape this paralysis? Here are the steps. As you listen, think about how you can apply them, all right? First one is admit your fear. Say it. Saying it out loud strips it of its power. Recognize it's normal. You are not weak for being afraid. You are just human. Alright? Then, second one, get real information. Not at random, but with a method. Is your fear of bureaucracy coming from ignorance? Fine, inform yourself. But don't just search Google for how to open a farm. Ask someone who has already done it. Speak to an agricultural accountant. Get a precise quote. You'll see they aren't monsters. It's just paperwork, right? Third one, start small, right now. You don't have to do everything tomorrow. You don't have to quit your job and buy 10 acres yet or whatever. What can you do today? I mean, literally today. Buy a book, call an expert, see other videos, visit a farm, plant something in a pot. Do that one thing today, not tomorrow, today, right? Because movement cures fear. Action dissolves paralysis, even a small action. Then find someone who is already where you want to be. Don't do it alone. It's useless. You are not a genius if you do it alone. You are not better than anyone if you do it alone. It's impossible to do it alone. It's not possible. We are here also to help you, but do whatever you want. But don't try to reinvent the wheel. Find people who have already walked the path and trust their experience. Fear is strongest when you are alone, but it shrinks when you have company. Then, change your internal narrative. To those voices in your head, start talking back. If they say, I can't do it, you reply, I don't know how yet, but I can learn. Or if it says, it's too hard, you are gonna say, it will be a challenge, but it's not impossible. Or if it says, what if I fail? You reply, what if I succeed? Okay? The words you use with yourself become your reality. So start by changing them. These were the 5 steps. And if you recognize yourself in this video, I hope you understand that you urgently need to stop letting fear stop you. And to do that, you need a method, not just technique, but a complete approach from psychology to business, from cultivation to sales. We have personally helped over 3,000 people overcome their fears and build their agricultural independence. We have public testimonials you can watch anytime right here on YouTube or on our website of people who were exactly where you are now. In the description you will find a link to learn more. There's no rush, take your time, read, watch the stories, and if you have questions, leave them in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and remember, the difference between those who make it and those who don't, it's simple. Some people just stop letting fear stop them. Which side do you want to be on? Thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next video.